It was too cheap not to take. The listing popped up at 2:11 a.m., a time I wasn't supposed to be awake. The post had no description, just a single photo. A room with yellowed walls, one bed, and a window that reflected nothing. No reviews, no address-only coordinates. But the rent was half what I paid, and I was desperate. I messaged the poster. No name, only a screen handle. Caretaker, 404. They replied instantly. Available, one night only, no bags. I don't remember agreeing. Just standing at the edge of the city later that evening, staring up at a building I'd never seen before. 3 floors, all dark. The paint peeled like old wallpaper. But the door opened when I reached it. Inside, the hall stretched too far. Not deep, not wide long. Every step echoed like I was walking through a tunnel. Room 6 was at the end. The door wasn't numbered. It just felt like 6. The key turned with a soft click. Inside, the room was exactly as the photo showed. Sickly, yellow walls, a thin mattress, a window with curtains drawn. No lights, just ambient gloom, the kind that makes corners feel deeper than they are. I checked my phone. No service. My compass app spun wildly. Still, I lay on the bed. I hadn't even been tired, but my body collapsed into it. The sheets were warm. They smelled like dust and old copper. I blinked, and the window was gone. Not just covered gone. The wall was seamless. I ran my hand across it. No gap, no frame, just cold drywall where glass had been. I stood and turned toward the door. It wasn't there either. Just more yellow wall. I ran to the corner where the knob had been. Nothing. The floor began to hum, not with sound, but with pressure. A low throb beneath my feet, like standing on a speaker pulsing with something too deep to hear. Then the ceiling blinked. I swear to you, it blinked. A smooth ripple ran across it, and in that instant, the room changed shape. The bed moved 2 feet to the left. The corners curved slightly, and the walls stretched an inch taller. I closed my eyes. When I opened them, the room had eyes. Not real ones, just patterns. Knots in the wall shaped like irises, faint discolorations that followed my movements. Then came the scratching. From inside the mattress. Not rats, not insects. Rhythmic, intentional. Fingernails against fabric. I stepped back, heart pounding. The bed trembled. A bump rose beneath the sheets. Slow, deliberate, like something lying underneath was reaching up. I grabbed the blanket, hesitated, then yanked it away. Nothing there, but the impression remained. A full body outline, still warm, my own size. Then my phone buzzed. One notification. Checkout time, 2:11 a.m. The screen cracked as I looked at it. A thin split right down the middle. From behind me, I heard the door open. I turned. There was no door, only a hallway where the wall had been. But the hallway didn't lead out. It led in, backward, deeper, with copies of the room lining both sides. Each identical, each slightly more wrong. In one, the bed was nailed to the ceiling. In another, the window stared inward, and the glass rippled like water. And at the end of the corridor, room 6 again, and the version of me inside it still lying on the bed. Still, eyes open, watching. I don't remember walking. I only remember the feeling of sinking. Then I blinked, and I was back on the street, standing outside the same building. Only it was gone. Just a vacant lot. My phone showed no recent activity, no messages, no notifications, except one unread email received at exactly 2:12 a.m. No sender, no subject, just a single attachment. A photograph of the room, with me in the bed, asleep. And behind me, something leaning from the ceiling, face stretched long like it was still becoming real. I didn't tell anyone. What would I even say? That I'd rented a room that rearranged itself and then disappeared from existence? that I'd seen myself in a bed inside a place that shouldn't be there, watched by something that hadn't finished forming. But the email didn't go away. Every morning, it reappeared. Even after deletion, even after I factory reset my phone, I started waking up at 2:12 a.m. without an alarm. No dreams, just the image burned behind my eyes. Each time I opened the photo, it changed slightly. First, the figure behind me got closer. Then it started leaning lower. Eventually, I wasn't in the bed anymore. Just an indentation, like I'd sunk beneath the surface. And then the bed was empty. The email now has a subject line. All caps. One word. Return. It isn't a request. Last night, I blacked out for 34 minutes. That's what the timestamps say. My video call with a friend cut out at 1:37 a.m. and resumed at 2:11. I didn't hang up. I didn't touch the phone. And when the video came back, I was standing in front of the camera. Still, eyes wide, mouth slightly open like I was mid-sentence. But I hadn't been speaking. I watched the recording. The me in the video never blinked, never moved, just stood there. And at 2:11 exactly, I stepped backward and vanished. No transition, just gone. That's when the emails stopped. But something else replaced them. Physical letters. No return address. Each one handwritten on bone-white stationery. The first, your room is ready. The second, you left something behind. The third was soaked through. The ink bled into the paper like it had been submerged in something thick, but I could still read the words. It's wearing you now. I haven't left my apartment in 4 days. Mirrors don't reflect me correctly anymore. There's always a half-second lag. My mouth opens when I'm not speaking. My reflection sometimes smiles when I don't. The worst was this morning. I woke up, and the room was yellow. Not the walls. The light. That same sickly color. My floor felt soft, like the bed from the rental. My windows were gone. My door just drywall. And sitting at the foot of my mattress was a single envelope. Wax seal broken. Card inside. Check, confirmed. Stay begins now. There was no signature. Just a printed time. 2:11 a.m. The clock on my nightstand reads 2:04 now. And the walls are pulsing. Breathing. Changing. I think it wasn't a one-night rental. I think I moved in. And something else moved out.